Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome on stage the first speaker, Mr. Bheki Dlamini from Burnwood Secondary School, Arts and Culture, drama teacher, and ARROWSA South Africa Management, to talk about his impressions about the book and the classroom.
This is too serious. Good evening, everyone. As introduced, I'm Mr. Dlamini, Bheki Dlamini. But first, before I begin my impression on the book, I must say I just realized how old I am, or how I'm aging. I mean, the three performers, these were my students. So I am aging. I'm not old, but I'm aging. So I'm maturing. So my impression of the book, I think for me it was just a continuation of the first book, because I was involved in the first book. But the second one was sort of like looking for me as, or it questioned our education system for me. It also did open up that our education system is definitely behind. When we look at our learners from where we come from and what we have now, our learners are actually not learners who love reading. They hate reading, they don't enjoy it, but they are more visual learners. So if you give them a picture to interpret, they'll tell you exactly. But when it's time for them to write, that is something they don't enjoy at all. And so we are frustrated as educators as our learners don't know, and yet they do know. They just are unable to actually pin it down into constructive sentences that make sense. But if you tell them to tell you what they see, they will tell you clearly and boldly and understanding. And so once you made it touch on the visual literacy, perhaps maybe that is where our education system needs to look in going into. Maybe we need to tap into now to visual literacy rather than always prioritizing the science. Science is not doing anything for our country, unfortunately. But the visual is what we need to do, and not look down on anybody who's in science. You know, that is where we are now. That is the kind of, or the caliber of the learners that we have, is that they are more visual learners. But at the same time, the book was also teaching us, you know, as everybody has mentioned in the presentation, appreciating where we come from, where we are, and that we've got a lot of work to do while we, we make our way going forward. And also just understanding our identity and being true to ourselves. I think that's also another thing that also adds into so much confusion with our learners, always trying to identify themselves through someone else, rather than just being true to their own identity and understanding what is their identity and just moving forward with it, but also understanding our history, the importance of our history. You know, you need to know your history where you are, but you also need to appreciate the history that, that came before us, so that when you go forward and we tell our story, it's not something that we have to start from scratch telling a real story, but it's an addition. We are adding to the beautiful stories that have come before us, that we're creating now, that we're going to create going forward. So congratulations to me and your team. It's absolutely a beautiful book. And well done to you guys, because I think as an educator and for somebody who's taught us in grade 8, I think, it's been many, many years. We all now when everybody comes up and introduces themselves and says I'm an artist, and it's like, well, where did I teach you again? So we are going in the right direction. So when I did speak earlier on about visuals, so here we are, perfect example that we are on the right direction. So I've just proven myself right. Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone. And yes, buy the book.